Hi everyone and welcome to another painting tutorial. So I was really excited to show you this one today. So I'll be doing my own take on the IYANDEN color scheme. So over a WRAITHBONE undercoat, I'm just going to apply some Bad Moon yellow contrast, just straight from the pot, and looking at applying this over the entirety of the armor. So after giving the Bad Moon yellow about 20 minutes to dry, I'm now going to begin shading all of the recesses with IYANDEN yellow contrast. And once again, after giving about a 20-minute dry period for the IYANDEN yellow, I'm now going to dry brush PHALANX yellow. And just looking at doing this over the entirety of the armor once again. And as you can see, I've removed most of the paint on some paper towel. And now for the blades, I'm just going to apply some DOOMFIRE magenta contrast, once again just straight from the pot, over the entirety of the blades. Now I was trying to keep this particular scheme as simple as possible, so for the blades I'm now just going to do a single highlight of SYCORAX bronze, and also just some little scratch markings as well. And now I'm just going to apply 2 thin coats of Kantor blue. And as you can see, it's relatively watered down. So just looking at doing 2 smooth coats of this. See how it's looking after the second coat. You may need to do a third, but again, just see how it's looking after the second coat. And of course, as always, just allow a reasonable amount of drying time between coats. And now for all of the blue features that we've done, and also over the blades, I'm just going to use some ABADDON black and LAHMIAN medium, looking at about 20% ABADDON black and 80% LAHMIAN medium. Now, since you'll need quite a decent sized pool of paint for this, I'd recommend just doing 2 small drops of ABADDON black and then 8 small drops of LAHMIAN medium, and you can add a little bit of water as well. And now moving over to my wet palette, I'm just going to use some Kantor blue to begin cleaning up the head. And to begin highlighting, for what will be essentially, if you've seen my Galaxy Effects tutorial, it was actually the very first tutorial that I did for my channel. Essentially following along the steps of that, but of course using different colors and for a different color scheme entirely. And I should mention as well, I'm using my Raphael 8404 size 30 brush for this. Just holds a really good point, and as you can see, getting some really nice sort of striking lines there in preparation for the Galaxy effects. Now, I certainly didn't want to cut too much out of this tutorial, which is why I did decide to include all of this part of the tutorial. So as you can see, just allowing a little bit of drying time between each coat. I've done a few coats of the ALAITOC blue here, just to really build up a nice smooth transition. And now using some HOETH blue, once again, just working a bit further down from the ALAITOC blue to gradually build up those highlights. And now as a final touch for the front part of the helmet, I'm just going to use some blue horror. And now just to begin adding the stars, I'm going to go back to all three colors, previous colors. Not going to use Kantor blue though. So just the ALAITOC blue, HOETH blue, and then blue horror. Starting off with the ALAITOC blue and then of course working our way up once again. And as you can see there, just going back to the blue horror and just tidying up the front of the helmet a little bit more. Again, it just goes back to what I mentioned earlier about just allowing a little bit of dry time between all of those coats, which is why I went to doing the stars and then of course back to the front of the helmet. And here are some photos of the completed miniature. So I hope you found this tutorial useful today. Please subscribe today as it really does help me out. Like the video, share with some friends, and leave a comment below of something that you might like to see me do in the future. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again in the next one.